How do you sign a striker for £20 million and you eventually not register the striker for the only UEFA competition that you qualified for? That's the UEFA Europa League. It absolutely beggars belief, and it is the curious case of Ajax and Sebastian Haller. Welcome to the show, The Nutmeg on Guardian TV. My name is Solomon Fowowe, and it's great to have you guys join us. And still on Ajax, it does feel like a double whammy because after they said it's an administrative error, a technical glitch, it was announced that their goalkeeper, Andre Onana, the Cameroonian, was hit with a one-year doping ban. Sad times for Ajax. And moving on to cherry news, Cristiano Ronaldo is actually 36 today. The man, the myth, the legend. Yes, because he's still scoring goals in reckless abandon. Actually, when you look back at his career, or look through his career, he's gotten 780 goals so far. He's gotten 15 goals this season at 36, leading the scorers chart in Serie A. Man, that's why some people argue that he is the greatest of all time. I hope you're all keeping safe wherever you are. You're following all the rules laid down by your either state or federal government, in whatever state or country that you're watching from. I hope you guys are using your nose masks, your social distancing, and doing things right. It's great to have you guys join us on the show once again. If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you should absolutely do that. If you're not following this page, you should do that already because Guardian Nigeria has awesome content for you. I wish we could talk Cristiano Ronaldo all day, but we're going to be talking Manchester City, Liverpool, and the Premier League title race that seems to either be heating up according to some quarters, or Manchester City are already runaway leaders. Now, joining me on the show today is Kunle Fayiga, a sports journalist, was byline in goal.com and other great publications across the world. Welcome to the show today, Kunle.
Thanks for having me again, Solomon. It's nice to be on the show once again.
Yeah, Kunle, I'm well, thank you very much. And just going straight into it, many people, some people have actually said that, the game on Sunday, Super Sunday, as some have tagged it, as Liverpool against Manchester City, is what you would call the Premier League title decider, although some do not agree with that term because Liverpool is actually 7 points behind City. City still have a game in hand, so it could become as much as 10 points. And I think that's what really frames up my question perfectly. Do you think that, this game on Sunday is win or bust for Liverpool when it comes to the Premier League title race?
I don't think it's a case of win or bust. I think Liverpool is out of the title race because it's really going to be a struggle for them from here because, I keep telling people that Liverpool's struggles are actually linked to the absence of Van Dijk. You do not lose someone like that. Van Dijk is very crucial to the way Liverpool plays because, it's not just about, there's a very specific way Liverpool plays in which, those wing backs in Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, who are like wingers in quotes, because that's the outlets where they supply the front three. Those guys have not been able to move forward as much as they want, because of Van Dijk's absence, in the sense that Jordan Henderson and Fabinho that help in shielding the back four are now coming to play in defense. So the midfield is not the way it should be. And that is already affecting the front three and the service that the front three would normally be getting. Because you've been seeing of late now where Alexander-Arnold, he gets caught, like when he's tracking back, he gets exposed because Alexander-Arnold is not used to being exposed. So, all of this is actually linked to Van Dijk's absence. You see, if it were to be that Joe Gomez got injured, I think there won't be a problem because Van Dijk can partner anybody. Nat Phillips, Reece Williams. He can partner with anyone. But the moment you have Van Dijk out injured, there is that chain reaction. And that's what we are seeing. Every other position on the pitch is struggling because he's not just a defender. He's also that lead and he's a star figure of the pitch for them. So it's going to really be a struggle. Yes, we know they've bought two centre backs, but believe me, those two cannot come into filling for Van Dijk, and so it's really going to be a struggle for them. And I hope it's not a case of where they are really going to go down because that's my fear. because you don't, this happened to Manchester City with Laporte, was in the last season, and now they've even gotten better with Ruben Dias. But now imagine if that Ruben Dias now gets injured, it's going to be a problem for Manchester City. That's how it is.
Great thoughts there, great thoughts there. And it leads me to my next question, which you've set up quite perfectly for me. Now, would you say City are runaway leaders already, with 7 points ahead of Liverpool, the defending champions? And, in second there's Manchester United, that many people do not actually have so much faith and belief in when it comes to consistent and sustaining a run. Do you think they're runaway leaders already at this point in this season?
With the point where we've reached now, they are definitely the title favorites. Before Van Dijk's injury, even after Van Dijk's injury, even though the table was a bit close, momentum was kind of going Liverpool's way, not forgetting that City were kind of struggling at that point. But now that Van Dijk has been injured and Liverpool have been struggling and all, the momentum has shifted greatly to Manchester City's favor. And I can't remember the statistics, but I think they've gone 18 games in all competitions unbeaten. And by this unbeaten, I can't remember the last time Manchester City even dropped points. They've been unbeaten for a long while now. And momentum seems to be going there. What amazes me about this Manchester City side is, I know Pep Guardiola doesn't really rely on a typical or a traditional striker. So, he goes and just rotates the team anyhow. Today he can use Mahrez, Foden, Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva probably playing the false nine. Tomorrow it can be Foden doing the false nine. He does a lot of tinkering. And, despite all the tinkering and all, he gets the results. That's what is just impressive. We saw Ilkay Gundogan at one point having up to 7 goals in 8 matches and thereabouts. So you're like, what's going on exactly? Everyone is just scoring from anywhere. But the thing is, Pep just rotates at will. There was a time where Joao Cancelo was a very important person and all, but now we've seen that he drops to the bench. Tomorrow it can be Benjamin. Pep just has that luxury of rotating. And the amazing thing is they're just getting the results. So momentum has definitely shifted in their favor, and I think the title is theirs to lose. But then I wouldn't really bank on it now per se, because anything can happen. This season we've seen a lot of ups and downs. So what's the guarantee that something they aren't going to, because at this stage it just takes 2-3 games for them to fumble and let's not forget that even though Manchester United, I know many people are saying that Manchester United are just there close by. There's Leicester City who are closer to them. And it just takes Manchester City to fumble 2-3 games for those ones to pounce. So I would still say it's still rather open and still too close to call. I think maybe by the end of March, we'll be seeing a clearer picture.
Interesting thoughts there. And you said it's still possible for City to actually drop points as the season progresses, which is quite logical. But my question will put you a bit on the spot. Do you think that City are going to drop points against Liverpool, come Sunday?
The momentum is in Manchester City's favor, but anything can happen though. Anything can happen, but Liverpool are a weakened team at this point, and they're not in the right frame of mind because, like we said, they have so many injuries to key players that would fill in positions that, let's not even forget that the last time Manchester City beat Liverpool at Anfield was in the year 2003. So this is a game now Manchester City have on a platter of gold, and they now even have the chance to beat Liverpool for the first time in I don't even know how long, 3 times in a row that Liverpool would lose at Anfield. The odds are just against Liverpool at this point because they are just weakened in the defense, in the midfield, even the front three. It's not certain Mane is going to come. It's going to come back, and if you are going to have to be relying on Shaqiri, Origi, who have hardly seen game time, then the midfield, which is not in the usual format of Wijnaldum, Henderson, and Fabinho, then let's not go to the back. I mean, even if they unleash their new signings, Ben Davies, you're bringing in a player from the Championship. How are we sure he's going to be that impressive, it's really unknown. So Alisson Becker, we don't know if he's recovered from his illness, because he wasn't the one who kept against Brighton. So the odds are really against Liverpool.
Interesting thoughts there by Kunle Fayiga. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. But before we let you go, Iglu actually made a move to Al Shabab, that Saudi Arabian league, just a couple of hours ago. And I'd like to get your thoughts on that. What does this, mean for his career?
Yeah, I would say that it's already in the climax of his. It's already the ending of his career. I think, despite the fact that he's just 31, going to 32 this year. The truth is that from the moment Igalo was leaving Watford for Shanghai Shenhua, I think it was already signaling the end of his career, really, because him coming to Manchester United was by the way, and that was because of the situation Manchester United found themselves in, which Marcus Rashford was injured, and there was nobody they could buy at that point. It's just like the way Liverpool have had to go for two centre backs, knowing that Joel Matip now has kind of joined Van Dijk and Joe Gomez for the rest of the season. That was the kind of situation Manchester United found themselves. He did well, because he said it was always his dream to play for Manchester United, even though it seemed Solskjaer did not kind of have trust in him by not using him after the lockdown, and even when Edinson Cavani was. But he seemed to enjoy the experience, that, it's Manchester United. And now he's in another environment where I think he's going to earn very good money, because I think Saudi Arabia pays good money too. So, let me just say that he's kind of there, like we say in Nigeria, he's there for the cruise, really, because if that weren't the case, I think he would look for a better club or something. But it's really hard and difficult at this time. Clubs might not be willing to, what the demands of what some players want and all. So, just in a bid for him to just have somewhere he's playing and all, just have to take. So, it's good. The environment the environment there is not really that tough. It's not really that competitive per se. So, he'll have a good time. He'll score lots of goals. Maybe probably land Al Shabab some titles, and he'll have fun.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Kunle Fayiga. It's been an absolute pleasure, you sharing your thoughts and expertise with us on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Solomon. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
So there you have it from the experts. There's so many great games, to look out for this weekend. There's the Super Sunday game between Liverpool and Manchester City that some have tagged the Premier League title decider. There's also Fenerbahce against Galatasaray in the Turkish league, and also some really great games for you to look out for. Tell me the games that you're most excited about, this weekend. I actually almost missed one. That's Juventus against Roma. Going to be seeing Cristiano Ronaldo in that particular one. Probably is going to be getting a couple of more goals in that particular game. Thank you so much for watching the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. My name is Solomon Fowowe. It's been an absolute pleasure presenting this to you. Thank you so much. See you later.